WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. I'm not really sure how rare and exotic this is, but it's new. We have the Glenallachie 10-year Cask Strength Batch 11 in the new design. We have 59.4% ABV, and we have a Whiskybase number 248390. So this was added to Whiskybase on the 20th of February 2024. So yes, this was bottled on the 28th of November 2023. And it has over here a recommended retail price of $64.90. So I'm going to compare it to what? I'm going to compare it to the batch number 10. So this is what batch number 10 looked like. Totally different. We have a new design. So this one has 58.6% ABV, and it has a Whiskybase number of 239638. So, and this also had a recommended retail price of €64.90. So it hasn't gone up in price. Now this batch number 10 hit the market over here in Europe around October 2023. We now have March 2024, and so this just hit the market over here in Germany. So about, not exactly, about half of a year. So Billy Walker has been doing this now since 2017. Basically 2018 is when the first releases came out, and so he's had 6 years now. And for batch number 11, 6 years is about every half of a year, every 6 months, there's a new batch then. How big the batches are, I really don't know. I would like to know that, but I don't know. Maybe someone with a little bit more information can talk about that. Unfortunately, Whiskybase has a little bit of a mistake in there. It says this has PX, as well as this. It says this has Oloroso sherry, yes, as well. This has red wine, and this has also, and this has American Virgin Oak. And they forgot to mention, but on the back of the label, it does say American Virgin Oak here. So it's actually exactly the same cask compositions. All right, if we have the same amount of the Pedro Ximénez as the red wine that we've done in the past, or if there's more Virgin Oak, or there's more Oloroso, I don't know. All right, so I would love one day for them to actually have like a pie diagram to say, Nick Neen does this, 17% of that type of cask, 34% of that type of cask, 52% of this type of cask, and 8% or 3% of this type of cask. That would be awesome. And I think you can do it, as long as you don't mention the ages of the stock. And since this is a 10-year-old product, you can just say 10-year-old stuff, because that's what it at least is. Even there, I don't think you have to name to say, if you say it's a 12-year-old product, you can overage anything with Scotch. And so if it's a 12-year-old and you declare it as 10, no one cares, legally. If you take a 9-year-old and call it a 10-year-old, people care. All right, and so that's that. And as long as you can put an age statement on there, you can do that pie diagram there, pie chart, and actually tell us the composition. Are you listening, Glenallachie team? Are you listening, Billy Walker? Probably not. That's all right, Billy. All right, so I'm starting to enjoy the design a little bit more. I need time to spend with it. It's still not the I really like this. I hated the Flintstone fonts that they used here, fonts. That's the type of lettering. If I could have this lettering over here with this type of packaging, I would have been happier, but that's okay. In my video that I did about the new design of Glenallachie, I actually mentioned the fact that there's all this empty space here. Now, if you look very, very closely, which apparently I didn't do, I'm going to pull in the bottle here. You can see there's like a watermark there. It's very, 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 very light. Yeah, I think we need to rework that a little bit. It has to be a little bit more, even here, you can feel it, you can almost see it. This doesn't bother me, but it's like all that space there, all that real estate. Here is the new branding, Whiskey in Good Hands. Why not? Let's try this. Now this made it, batch number 10 made it onto my top 10 whiskeys, my top 10 Scotch whiskeys 2023. All right, it was in the middle, but still, it was one of the top 10 Scotch whiskeys I tried. And I've heard from half the people are like, yes, Jason, we agree, we loved it. And the other half was, really? Glenallachie 10-year-old batch? 10? It's like it was okay, but it wasn't wow. And it was, Jason, did you just have like a hankering, just like a craving for that at that day? Could it be that you were a little bit skewed in your evaluation because you had maybe for the weeks before that, meh, whiskeys, and then suddenly you had something that was good and you just considered it great? We're going to try again and see if that's the case. All right. So I'm going to nose these. I'm going to read the official tasting notes on the back, and then I'm going to taste them, give my notes, and then read the official notes, and then give a score, what I think, and a little bit of a recommendation, what I like more. All right, on the nose. That smells good. I get gingerbread spices. I get cocoa. I get wood, and I get a tiny little bit of red berries here. 58.6%, no burn whatsoever. This is good. I like Glenallachie 10-year-old. I must admit, especially the Cask Strength here. It's hard to beat. Value for money. All right, we're talking about 60-some euros for this. It has an age statement, 10 years age. It is a sherry bomb, and it is Cask Strength. Name me something else. Name another whiskey from Scotland that has that integrity, non-chilled filtered, no color added. Cask Strength, sherry bomb, age statement. I can give you Cask Strength, sherry bomb, but not an age statement. I can give you an age statement and and Cask Strength, but I can't give you, and maybe even sherry bomb, but I can't give you a 60 euro price tag plus minus 5. That is special. Billy Walker used to actually spoil us with choice when he was at Glendronach. Some people say he spoiled us with choice when he was at Benriach. Hardly anyone says when he was at Glenglassaugh he spoiled us choice because he wasn't there long enough. But now we're being still spoiled for choice with the Glenallachies. Now this says I should be getting waves of honeycomb, orange zest, and treacle. Treacle is basically like molasses. Fig syrup, mocha, poached orchard fruits, followed by cinnamon and butterscotch. This one, the new. Also here, the alcohol is very, very well integrated. We have 59.4%. I'm just whiffing it up. It seems to be sweeter. I get a little bit less of the wood, more of the dark chocolate moments, and a tiny little bit of a fig. And red berries. Forgot to mention the red berries. All right, so we have rich mocha. We have heather honey. That's something Glenallachie has really been pushing with their tasting notes. Hazelnuts and heather honey. And I don't think they all have them, but that's okay. All right, so what was I saying? Rich mocha, heather honey, cinnamon pancakes, caramelized brown sugar, pears, and ginger snaps. That's good. All right, let's try this. I really liked it. Will I still love it? I forgot to say slancha. Sorry. Now, the 58.6%, this is a little bit hot. Might just be me that's susceptible to the heat, but oh yeah. It's got the balance. It's not too sweet. It's not too oaky. It's not too fruity. There is a lot of brown sugar going on in here. There's a little bit of that clove cinnamon moment. Oh yeah. Got a nice medium long finish here. Yeah, that's still a B to B plus whiskey. I really, really like it. If you took away the heat, you could dial down the heat a little bit. That would be absolutely awesome. Might just be me today that I'm a little bit more susceptible to it, but who knows. All right, so on the nose, we have that. I talked about it. On the taste, we have lashings of coca, heather honey. Oh, look, they did use that back then. Baking spices, good. Followed by dried red berries and black forest cake with ginger, maraschino, cherries, and anise on the finish. So there's one thing that I must admit that they're doing much better on the new packaging is there was like a wood type or marble type of, let's just call it a texture. And sometimes it wasn't easy for old men like me without glasses to read that. But now they got rid of the entire thing with rocks and marmor and flintstones and all that, and I really, thank you. Oh, taste it first, and then come back and read. Great value for money, at least a C, if not a C plus. So B plus over here. A little bit more winey and a little bit more sweet. This is 59. This is 58. This has more alcohol, and yet it seems less. Wow, that's sweet. Sweeter. Even the finish is even more sweet than it was on the entrance. There's a wood tannin going on in there. There's a little bit more of red berries over here. If I could take the alcohol integration, put it over here, this would be almost a perfect dram. If I could take a little bit more of the balanced and the less sweet moments of this and put it over here, that would actually do it much better. It's a little bit too sweet for me, and I'm an American. Now, I love cinnamon buns. Come on. So if I say it's too sweet, it's very sweet. I thought it was very interesting. If you go to Whiskybase 248390 and you read the first and only at the moment review here, it says, taste sweet with sugar, syrup, and honey. I mean, come on. Sweet, sugar, syrup, honey. How else can you describe that? I thought that was just so interesting. And at the same time, slightly spicy with young oak and coca beans, candied cherries, burnt plum jam, he says, raisins, and dark chocolate. Totally agree with everything he said here. But it's just like, wait a second. Sweet, syrup, sugar, honey. All right, I have here the official tasting notes say, first of all, dark chocolate. Toasted honeycomb, yes. Molasses, yes. Followed by ripe plums, hazelnuts, see. Ginger and red berries. They are different. They are they are significantly different. I would give this a B minus. I'd give this a B to B plus. And it really is, the heat continues. If I come back to this, there's still a little bit of an alcohol burn, dissipates fairly quickly, and then that flavor profile just absolutely kicks in, and it's beautiful. This has more of that syrupy, sickly sweet moment that I don't think I've ever really had by Glenallachie. I think I've tried, of the 11 batches now, every one except for 8 and 9, or it was 7 and 8, or it was around that. I think 7, 8, or 9, I missed 2. Everything else I've tried, and I've never had this amount of syrupy, sugar, honey sweetness. I prefer this, but that's also good. Still nice. Still a B minus. Both of these, absolutely C to C plus for value for money. I thoroughly enjoy it and can highly recommend. If I go over to the 15-year-old, that's 12. You go to the 15. I need to learn my colors again. They're basically the same price. Now, do I want a 15-year-old that's a little bit more of that syrup sherry, or do I want a wonderful cask strength 10-year-old? So if I were to take one or the other, I used to go towards the 15 and say, hey, especially with the somewhat newer people coming into the whiskey, it's like, you're not going to give them a 59% whiskey, are you? Giving them something with 46%. But to be very honest, I would go over here at the moment and I would actually say, hey, have you tried the 10-year-old Glenallachie? It's one of the best whiskeys out there for that value for money, for those criteria: age statement 10 years, sherry bomb, and cask strength. So, and this is just has a little bit more age, but it doesn't mean older is not better. Have I said that before? Older is not better. I want to say it again. Older is not better. All right, so maybe the best product in their line is value for money. I don't know, maybe the 12-year-old. Then probably the best taste is the 10-year-old. And I still am going to review the 18-year-old here and actually give you my personal take on that. I did one, the last time I had a Glenallachie 18 in my glass was 2019. That's 5 years ago. All right, is that right? Am I lying or am I telling the truth here? 1 second here. It was the Glenallachie. Oh, I just had it, didn't I? Oh, wait, where was it here? So, nope. All right, so I'm fairly sure it's been 3, 4, 5 years, so it's been a while. So things have changed there, and I really want to take a look at that and see what that has done. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting often rare and exotic whiskeys. Many of you have not seen the Batch 11 yet. We in Germany are often spoiled for choice, and I'm very, very pleased that I live in Germany and can have these wonderful products. Thank you very much for Kirsch Import that actually provide us with the opportunity in Germany to get such wonderful releases. And yes, if you like this content, please share it with someone else. Please recommend this channel to other people's. Otherwise, just give it a thumb up. And my question of the day is, what is your favorite Glenallachie product? Or, if you can be more precise, what is your favorite Glenallachie 10-year-old cask strength product? And I'm going to have to go with the 10-year-old. I think the 10-year batch 10. 10-year-old batch 10 I like better than the 11, definitely, and I liked it better than most of the other things I've had. This really tickles me pink. Thank you very much. All the best. See you soon. WhiskyJason. Bye-bye.